Shabbat Shalom, and all praise and glory to the Most High Power, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Abraham Yatazachah Yaikwa, I will love you, I will love you, I will love you, some of myself, Kelvishai, forever and ever and ever, in the name of the Lord and Savior, our power. I want to continue on where we left off from last night. Giving all praise and glory to the Most High and Mashiach Yahushua, for His word is true. And I hope that you're being edified with the Spirit of the Most High as we bring forth His Spirit of righteousness and understanding what how He would have it to be. Today we're going to start with Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, 4th chapter. But as always, we're going to open up with Colossians 3 and 17. And whatsoever you do in word or deed, do all by Hashem Mashiach Yahushua. Give you thanks to the Most High and the Father by Hashem Mashiach Yahushua. So all that we say and do is going to be in the name of the Lord and Savior. That Mashiach Yahushua can go to the Most High on our behalf. The Most High can watch over everything that we do and say. And we thank the Most High for everything, because He's worthy to be praised for everything. So as I said, we're going to start off with Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, the 4th verse, 4th chapter, in the 1st verse. Ecclesiasticus 4 and 1. My son, defraud not the poor of his living, and make not the needy eyes to wait long. So it's telling us that we're not supposed to, defraud the poor of his living, the things that can help him to live. That's why you look at over and over again, as Mashiach Yahushua walked the earth, that they were concerned about the poor and the needy. They cared about our people, the Israelites. So it says, my son, defraud not the poor of his living, and make not the needy eyes to wait long. Make not an hungry soul sorrowful, neither provoke a man in his distress. You look at how poor our people are. Some of our people are real poor. They trying to, the best they can, to stand up on a certain level, even to be in front of the prophets of today. And you look at, you can feed them rather than just bash them down to the earth. Some of them might not even eat, might not have nothing to eat. They might have on the clothes that they have washed and got together for that day, and would love to hear something to uplift them. Some encouraging words like, you're going to rule the world forever. Are you ready for that? That always bring a smile on brothers that's in this condition, faith. Ready for that? You're going to be a king. You're going to be a priest of the Most High. They smile. You ready for that? We got next. They get elated. They get up. They get really, really excited. And if you have something that because everybody that's poor is not on drugs. Come on, y'all, come off of that. Everybody that's down. Some people are down because they didn't have enough to pay for the first and second month rent, the deposit, to get another place. They lost their job. Now here they are, down, they're poor. That's what it says. My son, defraud not the poor of his living, and make not the needy eyes to wait long. You see, that's why, but they gotta have a certain spirit. And you gotta be able to recognize the spirit. That haughty, prideful spirit, no. They gotta learn to be humble. You know, do you believe in the Most High and the Mashiach Yahushua? This big black man that walked the earth. And the Most High got hair of pure wool, like you. How you think they're gonna make them feel? When all their life they done thought that Caesar Borgia, that so-called white image that they painted of a Mashiach Yahushua, or that Jesus Christ, I might say. Because they don't call him a Mashiach Yahushua. We know he's in the Bible. The scripture to him is in Revelation 1, first chapter, Revelation, the revealing of a Mashiach Yahushua. You know, from 13 to 15, until he had hair of wool and feet like unto fine brass, was burned in the furnace. Very, very dark skin, brother. So, they don't call him a Mashiach Yahushua. They call the one that they painted as the so-called white man, Caesar Borgia, Jesus Christ. You see? So when you say Jesus Christ, that's what comes to our people's minds. That's what it says. Verse 2, make not an hungry soul sorrowful, neither provoke a man in his distress. You know, you're supposed to beat them down. They're already down. They're already down. I mean, you're already feeling bad. Or you can just beat them down. Oh, he's feeling bad. Now let me just beat him down, stomp on him. Like I said, you're going to beat a man down when he's down. Stomp on him when he's down. No, I said don't do that. Add no more trouble to an heart that is vexed. Don't add on to the trouble to a mind that's already vexed. You know the mind is vexed. You see the mind is vexed, and you're just going to beat him down. That's what he's saying. And defer not to give to him that is in need. Hear what I say? Defer not to give to our brothers and sisters that's in need. That's what the church is supposed to be about. You collected all this money, you take care of the church business, then you make sure that there's monies for the people that have need. Every month, everybody don't have a need, but if there's a crisis, somebody have a crisis, that's what the church is supposed to be about. To take care of it without no red tape. Going through all kind of changes to help our people. You want to be righteous as the Essenes were? I showed you how they sold lands and houses, and they laid the money at the apostles' feet. And distribution was made as there was a need. It's not going to deviate. It's the same thing we see in here. Same thing. Verse 5, turn not away thine eye from the needy, and give him none occasion to curse thee. Say, turn your eye not away from the needy. That's a child of the Most High. They still the children of the Most High. Don't turn your eye away from the needy. It ain't just say those that's around you. We are a nation of people that's scattered among all people. Don't turn your eye away from them. If you have, and you have more than what they have, like the prime example is when my Mashiach said, you had a rich man, he had all kind of money. He gave a lot to in the treasury. But the lady had 2 mites. She gave all that she had. When she reached in her pocket, she gave everything. He said, who gave the most? Most of you will say, oh, the man that gave all that money, because you esteem those that have. But he said she gave more because she gave all that she had. He still was rich. He still had money. No matter how much he gave. Like some of you might give a lot, thinking you give a lot. You ain't broke. That's all she had. It's 2 mites. Prime example. And still gave. Where you at? Verse 5, turn not away thine eye from the needy, and give him none occasion to curse thee. Listen, for if he curse thee in the bitterness of his soul, his prayer shall be heard of him that made him. You hear that? If he curse you in the bitter of his soul, and you done cursed him out, you done did all kind of madness, just made him feel like he was nothing, when he's already feeling like he vexed to feel like nothing, and you done curse him, you say, hey, his prayer gonna be heard from him that made him. Who made us? The Most High.
he prayed to the Most High in the bitterness of his spirit, so his prayer gonna be heard by the Most High. And you know what the judgment of the Most High is. That's why I say Hebrews 10:31. It's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the Most High, the living power. Proverbs 25. Proverbs 25 and 21. That's why we see our poor brothers and sisters. We can't look down upon them like because you have a little something. Because it ain't that much that you really have that the Most High can't take away from you, and you poor just like them or worse off condition. Don't be high-minded because the Most High bless you with something. Always remember those that are less fortunate than you. Proverbs 25 and 21. If thine enemy be hungry, give him bread to eat. If he be hungry, give him bread to eat. This is your enemy of an Israelite. That is an Israelite. It's not talking about the enemies of the other nations. If thine enemy be hungry, give him bread to eat. And if he be thirsty, give him water to drink. Say, if he hungry, give him something to eat. If he thirsty, give him some water to drink. But thou shalt heap coals of fire upon his head, and the Most High shall reward thee. See, and this is what you got to look at and understand. That's why I just went over Matthew 5:43 and 44. I did a whole lesson on that. And I went here, and the Spirit of the Most High brought me to, in the end, I know it's in the New Testament, because that's all they have was along the prophets. And it was in Romans 12 and 20. Romans 12 and 20. We can read 19 and 20. Well, really, let's read 17 to add to what I had given before. Recompense to no man evil for evil. Provide things honest in the sight of all men. So it say, no, you're not supposed to be going back and forth. He did something evil to me, I will do something evil to him. Listen. If you got faith in the Most High and believe in what he say, he gonna take care of business. Listen. He said, if it be possible, as much as life in you, live peaceably with all men. So I say, love thy neighbor as thyself. So he said, if it is at all possible, live peaceably with all men. Dearly beloved, now you know, dearly beloved, you go back to Romans 9 and 13, dearly beloved, he said, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, okay? So it's talking to the children of Israel. Dearly beloved, he didn't say love no other nation but Jacob. Jacob is the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. Dearly beloved, we as the Israelites, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place under wrath. Because remember he said, don't let the sun go down upon your wrath. For it is written, listen what he said, vengeance is mine. Say, vengeance is mine. That's the Most High said, I'm going to get them. I will repay. You hear what he said? Who said it? Said the Most High. Say, I'm going to get them. And the Most High have it so you will be able to see with your own eyes or hear with your own ears the payback from the Most High. And it's amazing how some might not even realize it. Because they are out of the Spirit. But the Most High will get them. He say, I will repay. So you don't do evil for evil. Now some people think evil is in correction. No, it's not evil. That's to make you better. Because things that the Most High say he's going to do to you, that's on you. If you don't correct other people, you see they off. You got to correct them. But it's in love. But if you understand love, then you will understand how to be corrected, and then become better. That's what it's all about. No more, no less. That's why I said, dearly beloved, verse 19, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath. For it is written, vengeance is mine. I will repay, said the Most High. He gonna repay. He gonna take care of business. That's right. See, therefore, if thy enemy hunger, feed him. If he thirst, give him drink. Say, if your enemy, this is talking about we the children of Israel. See, Romans 1:7, this is talking to the Israelites. Romans 1:7, so just so you don't think it's talking about anyone else. Romans 1:7. To all that be in Rome, called, beloved of the Most High. We just showed you. In the spirit of the Most High. Romans 9:13, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, beloved of the Most High. Called to be saints. Who the saints? Children of Israel. Some of you should already know how to prove it the short way. Psalms 148:14. Called to be saints. Then you know who it's talking to. Psalms 148:14. He also exalted the horn, which is the power of his people, the praise of all his saints. Who are they? Even of the children of Israel. Who are we? A people near unto the Most High. Praise ye the Most High. So, the saints are the 12 tribes of Israel. Point blank. So that's who the book of Romans is talking to. So it says, Romans 1:7 again. To all that be in Rome, beloved of the Most High. Most High say he loved Jacob. Jacob the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. Called to be saints, we just define the saints as the 12 tribes of Israel. Or people near to the Most High. Praise ye the Most High. Grace to you and peace from the Most High our Father. Grace and mercy is only given to the children of Israel. That's Wisdom of Solomon 3. And let's go there, because a lot of times, a lot of you, you got to speak once, yea, twice to Israel. You're probably not even going to these scriptures I'm naming to prove who the grace and mercy is to. I call it out a lot, but if you don't really go there, then let me go there. Wisdom of Solomon 3:9. They that put their trust in him shall understand the truth. You understand the laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High. That's the truth. Psalms 119:142. And such as be faithful in love, that love is keeping of the commandments, shall abide with him. For grace and mercy is to his saints. And we just define the saints. Grace and mercy is to his saints. So this grace that it's talking about is to the 12 tribes of Israel. You can't go nowhere else and say that this is to any other nation, but to the 12 tribes of Israel. And he hath care for his elect. The elect are the 12 tribes of Israel. Point blank. Wisdom of Solomon 4:15. This the people saw and understood it not. Neither laid they up this in their minds, that his grace and mercy is with his saints, and that he hath respect unto his chosen. The chosen are the 12 tribes of Israel. Deuteronomy 7:6, Deuteronomy 14:2. And you have respect unto the children of Israel. Exodus 2:25. So now we know that the Romans that he's talking about are the Israelites. And we can go to another scripture and prove that it's talking to the Israelites. Go to when the Holy Spirit came to the apostles. When Mashiach came back to them in Acts the 2nd chapter in the Spirit. And let's look at Acts 2:5. It said, and there were dwelling at Jerusalem Jews, these are Israelites, devout men, spiritual men, out of every nation under heaven. Let's jump down to verse 10. Just to show you, verse 9 shows you where they were coming from. Jews, Israelites, coming out of all these different lands. Let's see if they came from Rome. Verse 10. Phrygia and Pamphylia, in Egypt, and in parts of Libya, about Cyrene, and strangers of Rome. See? So we're looking at strangers of Rome. That's why he's speaking to the Israelites that's in Rome. Jews and proselytes. Okay? So that covers that. So it's very important that we see this, because we as a people, we can get lost in what it is that this word is saying. So now going back to Romans 12 and 20, it says, therefore if thine enemy hunger, feed him. If he thirst, give him drink. For in so doing thou shalt heap coals of fire on his head. So be not overcome of evil, but overcome evil with good. See? Keeping these laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High, and with the Most High, who is good. What do he say? In verse 19, vengeance is mine, I will repay, said the Most High. Vengeance of the Most High. He gonna get them. That's why he say, he's the one that's gonna bring about the judgment. He's a man of war. You know, a warrior loves strategies of how to get somebody. He's gonna get them. That's all he's saying. He let you know, I'm gonna take care of business. Don't be concerned about it. I'm gonna take care. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. See. And for you that talking about the other enemies, this is what he gotta say to you. Zephaniah 3 and 8. Israel, listen. Therefore wait ye upon me, said the Most High, until the day that I rise up to the praise. That's what it say, Krum Abanawa. You know, Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Krum Abanawa. He said, therefore wait ye upon me, said the Most High, until the day that I rise up. That's what we're saying, rise, Most High, to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger. For all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. See, that's the end result. So regardless, that's why he's telling you, hey, he coals of fire upon our enemies, and you hear what he said he's gonna do to the other enemies. So he said, hey, just say wait for him. He's gonna take care of business. He's gonna make sure that everything is all right. We just have to stay in line with how the Most High would have us to be, to please him. And a lot of times it's not the way the world would have you to be. The world will look at you a certain way. When you look around, the Most High done took care of business. You sitting around, everybody else sitting around saying, wow, that's deep. Wow, you hear what happened? Yeah, we know what's going to happen. Because he already said what's going to happen. So it should be shocking to you. Deuteronomy 32. See? It should be shocking to you. Because he already said what he's going to do. Look at Deuteronomy 32 and 35. To me belongeth vengeance, see? To the Most High belongeth vengeance. And recompense, payback. Their foot shall slide in due time, for the day of their calamity is at hand, and the things that shall come upon them make haste, coming fast. See? For the Most High shall judge his people, and repent himself for his servants, when he seeth that their power is gone, and there is none shut up or left. And he shall say, where are their gods? Where your idols at now? Their rock in whom they trusted. You know, trusting in what the heathen is giving you to follow in worshiping on the first day of the week. He said you got to worship the Most High on the seventh day of the week. Look at the calendar. That's how ignorant our people are. He said worship me on the seventh day of the week. And you worship him on the first day of the week. Worshiping the sun idol. That's what you're doing. Nimrod and Semiramis. We deal with the winter solstice and the spring solstice. Christmas and Easter, dealing with bringing them in. The elite know this, but you don't know because you're ignorant. You destroy for lack of knowledge. That's why you taught you're not under the law. So you wouldn't come here to look at this and say it pertains to you because you're a Gentile. You might go to Acts the 15th chapter and say, this is my chapter. Letter to the Gentiles. When they just tell them when they come in, give them little instructions of what they do when they come in, so it won't be so stringent on them. They're going to come back to these laws though. Eventually. You know, Revelation 14 to 12 and Revelation 22 and 14 is null and void. You can't null and void any word. Every word of the Most High is pure. So it's telling you, that's not all that they have to do. That's when they come in. So they want to look around and say, I got to do all this right fast. No, they got to do it eventually. Everything not expedient, but they got to come around to these laws, such commandments. Or be thrown in the lake of fire, point blank. Nobody got no pass. Everybody got a pass to choose life or choose death. So that's why we got to wait on the Most High. Let Him take care of business. Trust in Him. See, people want to do whatever they want to do. And then when the Most High jack them, then they wonder, why am I being jacked up? Because you're not doing what you're supposed to do. And especially you've been jacked up already, then you really got to seek Him 10 times more. You can't just take this lightly. Or the Most High going to take you lightly. You can't stop what the Most High has given you. Can you? We can't stop nothing. The Most High put something on us, sent Satan on us, sent some evil spirits on us. How you going to stop that? You got to fast and pray, cry unto the Most High, by Shama Mashiach Yahushua. You got to give it up. You got to give something up, and that's yourself. Else you're going to continue to have the same problems. First John 3 and 4. Whosoever committeth sin transgresses also the law. For sin is the transgression of the law. So you mean to tell me that you can sin and it's okay with the Most High? You gonna still believe that Mashiach Yahushua nailed every sin that you could do to the cross like the preachers teach? In the day's time until this day, that whatever you do is going to be forgiven because of Mashiach Yahushua. They say Jesus Christ, which they talk about Caesar Borgia, nailed it to the cross. He ain't never was on the cross. For nobody. He died for nobody but himself. That's it. Talking about that so-called white man that they painted to be Jesus Christ. Mashiach Yahushua, that's a lie. But hear what it says? This is the definition of sin. Where? In the New Testament. 1 John 3 and 4. How can they go here and say you're not under the law? But you're under mercy and grace and you're a Gentile. And we just see mercy and grace is only to the Israelites. So you're a Gentile of another nation outside from saints who are the 12 tribes of Israel. You're not under no mercy and grace. Most I didn't give you the laws for you to be mercy and grace. You deserve mercy and grace. Your judgment coming when the Mashiach Yahushua come back. 1 John 3 and 4. Whosoever committeth sin transgresses also the law. For sin is the transgression of the law. You think about how, our people, we love everybody. But then you look at in Esther, you read the book of Esther during the time of Purim. All the nations would join with Haman to kill us. A lot of nations. That's why Esther she risked her life, went before the king, Ahasuerus, king of the Persian and Mede Empire, and asked him, could we reverse his decree of them killing her people who are the Israelites? When he found that out, he said, oh yes. The scepter went up because it went down, it would kill him.
They would have put her to death. That's how in order women were. And she knew that if she went before him, he could have had that scepter and went down like that, and they'd have put her to death. So he had everybody fast and pray for her, for the nation. But all these nations were joined together to kill us. He had 127 provinces. They were all together, joined together to kill us. Put us to death. But we were able to put them to death. And then she risked her life again and went in and said, can we kill him a second day? So we was able to kill him again the second day. A whole lot of people. You see? Hang Haman and all his sons on the gallows. No lineage to follow. Because a woman gonna be married to another man. That's that man's daddy's lineage. Those children. Kill all the boys, kill all the men, all his sons. And all those that were joined with him to kill us. They ain't show us no love. Look, anytime anything go down with these other nations, they gonna follow. So when there was sin, which it tells you in Psalm 96 and 5, for all the gods of the nations are idols. They deal with idolatry anyway. They deal with the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So when you see, even with Antiochus Epiphanes, the wicked Edomite, so-called white man that came into power, look how he brought a new world order. First Maccabees 1 and 41. In the Apocrypha, you have the Cambridge University Press, the Red Apocrypha. It's on page 124 or 114. So like it say, moreover, King Antiochus, this wicked Edomite king, wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people. What that sound like? New world order. And every one should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. Hear that? All these other nations agreed to the commandment of the king. Because what are they doing with idolatry anyway? Yeah, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion. See, it's a religion. Comes from that word hold. Religio means to hold back, keep down, and restrain. They agreed to his religion of leaving whatever laws that you were following. And we the ones that had the real laws, the spiritual laws from the Most High. Yeah, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath. For the king had sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah, that they should follow the strange laws of the land. See? And forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple, and that they should profane the Sabbaths and festival days, and pollute the sanctuary and holy people. See? That was the decree that went out through the so-called white man, Antiochus, the king, you see? So, what did other nations do? They went right along with it. That's why the Most High told us in Jeremiah 10 and 2, learn not the way of the heathen. You see, he told us not to learn the way of the heathen, but we did. So that's why we jacked up now. And that's why a lot of you jacked up now, because you still have learned the way of the heathens, and you following the way of the heathens and think you're going to be blessed. Yeah, you might be blessed, but it's a judgment you got to pay before you leave this earth. You better believe that. And when you leave this earth, there's a judgment. Because we all going to meet the judgment seat of Mashiach Yahushua. If you hear my voice, you have an opportunity to change, to become that new creature. To know that you're an Israelite. And stop being a heathen. You know, I used to wonder. You know, you hear people, you say, you acting like a heathen. Stop acting like that. You acting like a heathen. Wonder why they said that. Now I see. You know, because we got a zeal of the Most High, not according to knowledge, Romans 10 and 2. So we have a zeal of the Most High, but not according to knowledge. We might not have heard that in the Bible, because, you know, you don't learn that in church. But that zeal
It's what the Spirit of the Most High and the Mashiach Shai have in us that we just regurgitate from our ancestors, or just the Spirit that's in us naturally. We just don't know where it's at in this Bible. But now, there's no excuse in these last days. There's no excuse. Nobody have any excuse. You can't say, I didn't know. You ain't want to know. You didn't ask no questions, you don't want to know. You see? So you should know. There'll be no excuse. Romans the 8th chapter and the 10th verse. You see all these nations gonna get together, they together, they'll fight a Mashiach Yahushua. There's more of us. We looked at Psalm 83rd chapter. The nations, they hate the Most High, and they're the enemies of the Most High and the Mashiach Yahushua. No matter how it looks to you, it's written. Go read your Bible. Go there. And you'll see that they hate the Most High, and they're the enemies of the Most High. Haters of the Most High and the enemies of the Most High. Romans, the 8th chapter, and the 10th verse. Romans 8 and 10. And if Mashiach be in you, the body is dead because of sin, but the spirit is life because of righteousness. See? Your spirit is alive because of righteousness. What's righteousness? Because a lot of y'all say what's right is whatever you think in your own mind. This is right. Why? Because I thought about it. This is what right to me. So that's what you believe. Is that right according to the Bible? No. You operating on your own vain opinion, the evil suspicion overthrown your judgment. Satan got you thinking wrong. Deuteronomy 6 and 25 identifies the righteousness. Deuteronomy 6:25. And it shall be our righteousness if we observe to do all these commandments before the Most High our power, as he hath commanded us. See? So the law of the Most High, commandments of the Most High, is the righteousness that it's talking about here. But see, if you can't see it, then what can I say? You in darkness. Look. Go to Matthew 25 and Matthew 25 and 35. He said, for I was hungry. Well, let's read from 31. I like this story. Because when the Son of Man, who was a Mashiach Yahushua, shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, which is 200 million angels when you read Revelation 9:16, 200,000, which is 200 million. Then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory. Then he gonna sit on the throne of his glory. And before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats. That's why I keep telling you, either you're gonna be on the sheep side or you're gonna be on the goat side. Either you're gonna follow what the Most High would have you to follow to receive everlasting life, or you're gonna be on the left side with Satan and death and the devil and his angels, all of them, thrown in the cast into the lake of fire. And he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left. Sheep on his right hand, goats on the left. Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, come, ye blessed of my Father. Inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. So, I mean, this is how you be blessed. He told us when we came out of Egyptian captivity in Deuteronomy 28 and 1 and 2. This is what he said. And this is what we're looking at in going to the kingdom. And it shall come to pass. It's the future. If, that's condition, thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Most High thy power, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day.
that the Most High thy power will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. That's the kingdom. But we gotta do his commandments. And all these blessings, hear it, all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Most High thy power. Blessed shall thou be in the city, and blessed shall thou be in the field. Blessed shall we be in the city, and blessed shall we be in all the world. That's the kingdom, people. But you see, he also told us in Revelations, the last book of the Bible, Revelation 22:14. Blessed, see? Blessed are they that do his commandments. Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life and may enter in through the gates into the city. So we're going to be blessed if we do his commandments. Keep his commandments. In 613 laws, you got moral laws, civil laws, dietary laws, ceremonial laws, and civil laws. So these are the laws that we have to go by and learn, so we be prepared for when the kingdom comes, we'll be ready. If not, then you're wasting your time. And something else is more important, then we're going to see it. Whatever it is that's more important than the Most High, and him telling you to study to show yourself approved to him, if whatever you try to do going to work for you. You better be ready, I tell you that. We all better be ready. Because that mercy and grace is lifting up. You're going to see who's real, who really have faith in that day. Because you ain't, let me make sure that you understand, you ain't just justified. Because our brothers just talking about keeping the laws of the Most High, which we have to do, but you ain't justified just keeping the laws. Listen, go to Galatians, the book of Galatians. He made it clear. Galatians 2:16. Galatians 2:16. Knowing that a man is not justified by the works of the law. You know, a man is not justified by the works of the law, but by the faith of a Mashiach Yahushua. Even we have believed in a Mashiach Yahushua, or Bahasham Mashiach Yahushua, in the name of the Lord and Savior, that we might be justified by the faith of a Mashiach, and not by the works of the law. But by the works of the law shall no flesh be justified. You see, some of you looking at still building the temple to sacrifice animals. To do what? To disannul what a Mashiach Yahushua came and shed his precious blood for, all that he suffered for, that was written that he would suffer, that he fulfilled. No. That's still to cancel out of Mashiach Yahushua. Listen, but if, let you know, he's not talking about eliminating the law, but if while we seek to be justified by Hamashiach, we ourselves also are found sinners. Now, you know, sin is what? The transgression of the law. Is therefore Mashiach Yahushua the minister of sin? Most High forbid. See? That's why you got to understand these scriptures to be able to know what's being said spiritually and as a mystery. We still got to keep the laws. But you ain't justified just by keeping the laws. You have a faith in the Mashiach Yahushua. That's why you're not sacrificing animals. For the atonement of your sins. Most I ain't caring about that. He ain't caring about that. That's why he brought a Mashiach Yahushua, his only begotten son, to die for our sins. Look. Hebrews 10. Verse 4. For it is not possible, it is not possible that the blood of bulls and of goats should take away sins. Wherefore, when he cometh into the world, he says, sacrifice and offering thou wouldest not, but a body hast thou prepared me. That was the Mashiach Yahushua, the ultimate sacrifice. So understand this. We got to go back to Matthew 25.
33. When he come back with his 200 million, he'll say, and he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left. Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, come ye blessed of my Father. We didn't went through the blessed, those that keep the commandments of the Most High and have a faith in the Mashiach Yahushua. Inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. See, this kingdom was prepared for us from the foundation of the world. For I was hungry, see, I was hungry, and you gave me, and you gave me meat. I was thirsty, and you gave me drink. I was a stranger, and you took me in. Naked, and you clothed me. I was sick, and ye visited me. I was in prison, and ye came unto me. Then shall the righteous answer him, saying, Mashiach, when saw we thee in hunger, and fed thee, or thirsty, and gave thee drink? So when we saw you hungry, gave you something to eat. When we ever saw you thirsty and gave you something to drink? This is what he say. When saw we thee a stranger and took thee in? Or naked and clothed thee? Or when saw we thee sick or in prison and came unto thee? And the king shall answer and say unto them, verily, truly, I say unto you, insomuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren. And he tell you in Hebrews 7:14, for it is evident that our power of Mashiach Yahushua sprang out of Judah, Jacob's fourth-born son. He came out of the tribe of Judah. That's his brethren, the Israelites. That's why it says in Matthew 1:21, and she shall bring forth a son, Mary shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Yahushua, for he shall save his people from their sins. See? So his people have to be the Israelites, because he said in Matthew 15:24 out of his own mouth. But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. That's why he's saying in verse 40 here. And the king shall answer and say unto them, verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me. So all you that say that you ain't supposed to be out there feeding our brothers and sisters or giving them nothing to drink or helping them in any way, shape, or form, lest they with you, that's the cult, man. A stranger you don't know. That's your brother, that's an Israelite. This is what you're supposed to be doing. So you say you done it to them, the least of them is brethren, Mashiach Yahushua brethren, who he died for, you done it unto him. That's what he's saying. Then shall he say also unto them on the left hand, who are the goats, and not only the goats, but have that mindset of the goats. And we know Daniel's 8:21 says this, and the rough goat is the king of Grecia, and the great horn that is between his eyes is the first king, which is Alexander the Greek. You read about him in 1 Maccabees 1:1. Going back to Matthew 25:41. Then shall he say also unto them on the left hand, depart from me, ye cursed. See? You curse why? Because you're not following the laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High, having faith in the Mashiach Yahushua. Into everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and his angels. See? Prepared for the devil and his angels. For I was in hunger, and you gave me no meat. I was thirsty, and you gave me no drink. I was a stranger, and you took me not in. Naked, and you clothed me not. Sick, and in prison, and you visited me not. Then shall they also answer him, saying, Master, when saw we thee in hunger, or thirst, or a stranger, or naked, or sick, or in prison, and did not minister unto thee? Then shall he answer them, saying, verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye did it not to one of the least of these, ye did it not to me. So when you neglect, as we done read about that in earlier in Ecclesiastes, you know, 4th chapter. I mean, We started out with that. Showing you how we gotta love Jacob, like the Most High said. I love Jacob. So we gotta love our people, Israelites. Or you a goat. You just got a certain people that you showing partiality to, you a goat. This is what he said. Then shall he answer them, saying, verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye did it not to one of the least of these, you did it not to me. See? The least. I mean, they don't have nothing hardly. You say you didn't do it to him. What's the verdict? What's the judgment? And these shall go away into everlasting punishment, but the righteous into life eternal. So you think it's not important? It's very important. Very much so. Look at the mindset in Matthew 26. And we'll start at verse 6. Now when Mashiach was in Bethany, in the house of Simon the leper, there came unto him a woman having an alabaster box of very precious ointment, and poured it on his head as he sat at meat. But when the disciples saw it, they had indignation, saying, to what purpose is this waste? Listen to what they're saying. Now she's pouring this precious ointment on his head as he sat at meat. But when the disciples saw it, they had indignation. They got angry. They got mad, saying, what is this you're doing? What purpose? To what purpose is this waste? Are you wasting this oil on the Mashiach Yahushua? Just show you how, even though he was the Son of the Most High, did more miracles that could be put in all the books of the world, could not contain them, they still treated him like he was everyday people. Listen to what they said. This was how serious it was about what he just said about taking care of the poor. For this ointment might have been sold for much and given to the poor. You see? That's the mind of the Essenes. Those that was rolling with the Mashiach Yahushua could have been sold for much and given to the poor. Not for themselves, but to the poor of our people that are Israelites, that lived in that day. And the Mashiach Yahushua told them. When the Mashiach Yahushua understood it, he said unto them, why trouble ye the woman? For she hath wrought a good work upon me.